Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those trophy list analysis videos. Been a little while since we've done one. Today's game is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This is coming out worldwide on April 28th, 2023. The game will come with 1 platinum, 2 golds, 7 silvers, and 44 bronzes for a grand total of 54 trophies worth 1,350 points. It is only on the newest generation of consoles, so it'll be taking full advantage of the power of the PS5. So let's go ahead and take a look at the list. And for those that don't know, the game is, of course, a direct sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, so that's pretty awesome because Jedi Fallen Order was a great game. It was a lot of fun to play, and this is definitely one I will play at some point, though definitely not on day one. So, as usual, when looking at a trophy list like this, I am looking at it from the perspective of a trophy hunter more so than a massive mega fan of the franchise. I do love the Star Wars franchise, but I am not, the biggest fan or most knowledgeable person in the world for this type of game because it does have some of the Soulsborne type of gameplay to it. So anyway, our Platinum Trophy is called the Jedi Survivor. That is the trophy you get for unlocking all other trophies in the game. So we're starting out with a whole bunch of bronze trophies. Rooftop Duel, defeat an Inquisitor. For Saul Guerrera, I probably butchered his name very badly because I can never pronounce it properly. Break free from the grasp of the Empire. Grab some seat. Chat with the owner of the Cabo Cantina. The past made present. Release the Jedi from the Bacta tank. Survivors, we adapt. Travel together with the Night Sister. Among the Masters, meet the Jedi Masters. For the Path, protect Pilgrim's Sanctuary. Out of Bedlam, rescue a friend from the Bedlam Raiders. Tanalorr Bound, collect the Abyss Compass. Tragedy, defend the Archive. All the Precipice, survive Nova Garen. Into the Abyss, discover the route to Tanalorr. And now our first gold trophy, a place you could call home. Complete the story. So I'm presuming every trophy through there is story-related and unmissable. So quite a few story-related trophies, about a quarter of the list. That's sort of how the original game was. And now we're going to start getting into some combat-specific trophies. Han Slolo, and they're also back to bronzes. Defeat 50 enemies under the effect of slow. That should be fairly easy. So Uncivilized, defeat 10 enemies with shots using the point-blank skill. That's entirely new. You've got a friend. Direct your companions to assist in combat 10 times each. I don't know how many companions we get. That shouldn't be particularly hard unless for some reason you can only use like certain companions in certain parts of the game or something. I wouldn't think it'd be missable though. Catch. Hit 3 enemies with a single roller mine. That should be fairly easy. They never saw it coming. Strike an unaware enemy 20 times. That should be pretty easy. This is Cannon. Push an enemy into the Shattered Moon Mining Cannon. That sounds like fun, but that's presumably an area-specific trophy. I'm a Living Legend. This is a silver trophy. Defeat all legendary adversaries. I assume that's going to be a little bit like when you had to, kill all the bounty hunters, or there were like 4 sort of legendary animal type of creatures you had to kill in the original, so I assume it's going to work similarly to that. Get down from there. Attack 20 lifted enemies. That should be fairly easy. 1 with the Force. Avoid 50 attacks using Focus Sight. That should be easy. Mirror Match. A confused enemy defeats an enemy of the same type. That should also be fairly easy, just as long as you have 2 enemies of the same type when you have that ability available. Pinpoint. Execute 10 perfectly timed precision releases. That's probably fairly easy. Slam Dunk. Slam 5 enemies with a single use of Slam. I'm sure there's going to be specific areas of the game where you can do that. There might also be like combat arenas and combat training type of stuff like what you could do in the original game. I assume that's going to be present. Riposte. Parry a force pull resisting enemy. That sounds interesting. So certain enemies will be able to resist force pull. I guess some of the bigger enemies and such will be able to do that, but that probably won't be too difficult. Now we have a silver trophy, Star Tours. Discover and complete all Jedi chambers. I don't know if those Jedi chambers are going to be like basically dungeons or if they're going to be just puzzle and platforming segments yet. or maybe some of both, but I guess we will have to see. I'm assuming there will be guides out there for those, just for the tougher parts of them, if there are like a lot of puzzles or something in them, or some difficult areas to explore. King of the World reached the highest point of Harvest Ridge. That's an area-specific trophy. There is no try. Help lift a ship out of the tar pits. That's a solid trophy name and reference. Now, this is pod racing. Oh, wait, no, that says, now this isn't pod racing. Travel 500 meters of distance while riding creatures. That should be fairly easy. Cleaning up. Refresh the refresher. I have no idea what that is. They're probably fine. Drop your mount into the great unknown. It should be called Yoshi, should be the name of it. The Fu Yoshi move from Mario. I might have to censor that. Skywalker, keep your feet off the ground and walls for 60 seconds. So wait, keep your feet off the ground and the walls for 60 seconds? So would that mean you have to like be able to fall a really long distance or something? I'm not sure about that one. That sounds like it could actually be a little bit trickier. I'm sure there's a certain place you'll be able to do it though. It's a trap! Explore the Fonqui Caverns. I'm sure I butchered that name, but that sounds like an area-specific trophy. Max capacity. Have a packed cantina. I assume that's sort of like how you could sort of max out your ship's capacity of companions in the original game. Can you pet the Bogling? You can pet the Bogling. Very nice. It's like petting Guapo the Croc in Far Cry 6. Probably pretty easy, though. Kaij match. Gain the attention of a mysterious stranger. That is a silver, so that presumably means maybe complete like a set of side quests or find a bunch of collectibles or something. Not entirely sure. Who gives a puck back to bronze? We have to obtain our first bounty. That's probably fairly simple. Now we get to another silver. Perk of the job. Equip perks in all slots. That's probably something that you won't be able to do until late in the game, but it doesn't seem like it'd be particularly hard. Now we're back to bronzes. Greasy Monkey. Trade 25 collected items. That should be pretty easy. Cobra Cow. Train with your weapons while wearing a headband. That should be fairly simple. A presence I've not felt since. Wear an old wardrobe staple, so presumably a very specific outfit reference. Hey, look at us. Equip a new cosmetic in every cow slot. That should be simple. Roadhouse. Drop kick an enemy while wearing a mullet. Should also be easy enough. Kitted out. Customize BD1, the blaster, and Cal's lightsaber with new parts. So it looks like we're going to have some kind of blaster available to us, which seems weird for a Jedi. But I guess it's going to be a thing in this game. But that was just like a trophy from the original game where you just had to customize. I think it was Cal BD1 in the ship or something like that. Scuba diving. This is a silver trophy. Fill the aquarium in the cantina. Presumably this is going to be sort of like the terrarium trophy from the original where you had to pick up the terrarium seeds and then plant them for the ship. Whereas now I guess you're going to be collecting specific fish types for this. Growth spurt. Find space for a full garden. Well, I guess that we must also be having a garden. So 2 sort of parts of the cantina that we're going to be collecting things for. That's a bronze, so presumably it's easier. Gambler. Win all Holo Tactics matches. That's a silver. So this is going to be another one of those games where they add in some kind of random little mini game like they've done, I think, with some Assassin's Creed games and with Horizon Forbidden West. So it's going to be presumably similar to that stuff. Intergalactic Geographic. Scan every type of enemy to fill out the tactical guide. That's another silver, and I believe that was a trophy in the original game. I'm assuming that none of it's going to be missable. I'm hoping that none of it's going to be missable, but I guess you never know. But I'm going to assume that it's probably not going to be missable, and you can probably go back to each area and look for anything that you might have missed. Reconnaissance back to bronze. Use BD1 to investigate a target in the distance. That seems very easy. Splurge. Purchase all of Doma's merchandise. That's probably not too difficult. I don't know if it would be grindy for the amount of currency you would need to do it or anything like that. The Jedi Path. Fully upgrade 3 skill trees. That should be very easy. And then we have a gold trophy. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Complete all Force tiers. Or is that tears? Because I think those words are technically pronounced the same way. I think it's probably tears. That sounds like it would make more sense because again they're spelled the same way. That's a gold trophy. I don't know what that is. I feel like were force tears or tears, were they like a... No, I'm thinking of force echoes from the original game because there were force echoes in the original game that were another type of collectible you could pick up. But I'm not really sure what that one's going to be. If that's going to be like some kind of arenas or secret areas or something, or like puzzles. I don't know yet. So overall, this Platinum Trophy looks very easy, especially even compared to the first game. Because I believe the first game had a lot more collectibles you had to find, and for this time it looks like you're just going to be filling up the aquarium and garden in the cantina, as well as finding companions and whatever these like force tears are. And there was like one other one that was similar to that with just presumably puzzles or temples or dungeons or whatever it is you're going to have to go through. You are also going to have to scan every single enemy type, so that was a bit of a time-consuming trophy in the first game as well. But overall, it doesn't look like it's going to be a very difficult platinum. It's probably going to be like a 3 out of 10 in difficulty. I am hoping that the map is better and that there's a fast travel feature this time around. Both of those would make the game go a lot better. So I'm presuming about a 3 out of 10 because there are no difficulty-related trophies, no multiplayer-related trophies, which are great. So 3 out of 10, and probably, I would think, 30 to 40 hours, depending on exactly how long the game is. It's just a lot of miscellaneous combat trophies this time around, which is definitely overall a little bit easier, less of a guide needing to be followed. There's also the very real possibility, though, that we will eventually get a DLC for this game, where we get a New Game Plus with an ultra hard difficulty, because that is a trend in the PlayStation universe now. So that's my thoughts on Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. Jedi Survivor comes out this Friday, I believe it is, April 28th. So let me know if you guys are going to be picking up the game down in the comments, or what your thoughts are on the trophy list. I'll be picking it up at some point, but not really anytime soon. Because, like I said, I have a very bad feeling that it'll probably be another one of those games where they add in some kind of brutally hard DLC or something. And again, it's not a game, being, single player, it's not a game that I'm jumping at to try to play immediately. I can always rent it later on through GameFly or something. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all back here soon for more content.